Hello and welcome to the Face Paint Reviewer. Today we're reviewing these bad boys, Global One Strokes. These are the new line. And we've got some other bits as well from Global, which are the older versions. But these were purchased from Magic Box Face Paints up in Newcastle. Thank you very much, guys. So let's have a look at these. If you aren't aware of what's happened with Global and why they've been so quiet, check out the website, it explains it all there. Andrew McGuinness is still the owner and managing director. He's been there since day dot. But if you check out further down on their About Us page, it will blatantly state that their general manager's left, which they went off and created a new line of face paints. And they're pretty honest there to say that this was a perfect time for them to review the processes and the products, and that's probably why they've brought out a new line. Kirsten is now the general manager, who I've spoken to on email, very helpful. So yeah, if you're unsure about Global and what they're up to now and why they've been quiet, it's all pretty honest on the website there for you. This is the most exciting part of these new paints. Boom. They've got a magnet in the back of every single one of their new paints. So if you've got a case that's got a magnetic strip and stick magnets to the back, you don't need to do that with these. It's done for you. Straight into your case. Boom. Done. How brilliant is that? Also, as the videos go on, you'll probably hear my dog snoring in the background, so I apologise now. He's off again. He's just a very loud snorer, so I apologise. How to spot if they're the old line or the new line. The most obvious part is the logo and the branding on the case. As you can see, the one on the left is the new line, the one on the right is the old. I can't see any difference in the case, the packaging. That means it's a different size, especially with these magnets going in it. I can't see any difference. The labelling's changed ever so slightly. It seems a little bit more clearer this time, especially with what's going off in the UK. If you're, not using UV or whatever, the labelling on there's changed ever so slightly. But we'll go through that more in detail with each product that we review. But as you can see, the cases are exactly the same. I can't see any difference whatsoever. Okay, so first up is Birthday Girl. This is what we all know of it as Cuba. So it's magenta, white, lime green and teal in this one. Now opening it up, the first thing I notice is the paint's kind of flush with the very top of the case, which I'm pretty sure it didn't used to do. So I've got hold of an old Global paint to compare the difference of the two. Okay, so on the left is an old branded Global product, brand new, but on the right is the new one. So as you can see, there is a difference in how much paint is in there. Now that might be because of the magnet. So the cases might be kept kind of the same size, but with that magnet inserted at the bottom, it might mean that it's raised to the top. I can't see there being any issue with this or using it to affect, you using the paint. So I think everything's fine. Okay, straight onto the bit you want to see. Let's try out it and see what it's like. So again, this is Birthday Girl, what was known as Cuba. So magenta, white, lime green and teal. First thing I noticed about these is they're a lot softer than what Global used to be. I found with the older line of Global, it takes like ages of you loading and loading and loading to get it going. This one, not so much. Obviously, when you first use a paint, it takes a little bit of going, but this is a lot smoother, a lot softer than what the old Global used to be. So I'm a bit excited to try these. Colour wise for this one, it's still quite bright. It's my first load on this one probably wasn't the best because it's quite wet, but the colours look great. It stands out still. Global are very well known for kind of bright colours and very pigmented paints. So far with those two, I think it looks pretty good. So we'll try out some different strokes, see what it looks like on each one. To test for staining, please note my hands stain terribly with many colours. So if it's bad on my hand, it's not going to be this bad on your face. My hands are terrible, and especially teal. We all know what teal's like. It always stains. So yes, it stained my hand. It's always stained. I don't think I've come across a teal yet that hasn't stained. But this on the face, I don't think it's going to be as dark as what it is on my hand. But that is with a wet wipe. We all know we tell parents not to do it with a wet wipe, but they still do. It pushes the paint back into the skin and will make staining worse. So as you can see there, all the other colours seem fine. It's just that teal that stood out. But we'll give it a go with soap and water and see how that affects further down my arm, which doesn't stain as much as my hand, but it'll still probably very likely stain. Here we go then, soap, wet soap, no water, just rubbing it in, which is what a lot of the brands recommend that you do. And then we'll wipe it off with a wet wipe and just see if that's kind of removed any of the staining better than just the wet wipe on the hand. It probably will do because my arm's not as bad as my hand. It's still there as expected. I don't think it's as dark. Will I use the product? Yes. Because I think on a face it's not going to stain that much and will probably come off a lot better than what it does on my arm. So yeah, I'm happy with it. Okay, next up is Dragonfire. This is a new line. It's very similar to what was Mexico, but has that very obvious UV strip in there for like a UV orange. So that one shouldn't comply with the EC223. Checking on the packaging, it doesn't. It says the EN71 Part 3. That means basically it's approved as a toy. So anyone who's not using UVs, that's the kind of code you want to see that says it is a UV product. As you can see on Frozen Princess, that's got the EC1223/2009 code. That means it is cosmetic and approved to use in the UK. So those on a UV ban or whatever, it's blatantly obvious at the bottom. The only thing confusing, on their website it says orange, but that's definitely not orange, it's definitely a UV. I think it's probably just a typo, but like I said, the packaging's fine. Maybe just the website that's not. But let's go see what this one's like. So let's check out Dragonfire. On the website it says black, red, orange and yellow, which is obviously wrong, there's a colour missing. Looks like a deep orange and then the neon orange and then the yellow. But anyway, it looks stunning. And again, loading it, it's so smooth, it glides so much better. It's a much better consistency of paint, very similar to like Tag and DFX. So let's try it out and see what it looks like. I use this paint a lot. The Mexico I did anyway for flames, dragons. Damn, this is good. This is a nice paint. It's bright, the colours are bold, and that black on the end, you know, it's just so crisp. I love it. But I'm on a UV ban, so I'm gutted. But anyone else who's happy using UV, I love this. Proper love this. This is a great combo. That UV, I think, just makes it pop that little bit more. And I would be all over this for me flames and me dragons. Mint. Spot on, Global. Well done. Okay, let's check for staining now. So again, we'll start off with a wet wipe on my hand, which is most prone to staining. This one hasn't. No staining there. I mean, there might be a slight tinge of a red in there, but you know, that's wiping it off with a wet wipe. So as we move further down and we use soap, it should come off pretty clear and be no problems. Okay, trying it with soap now. Get it all rubbed in, get it all messy, but I can't see there being any issue with this paint at all, staining wise. If it's not gone on my hand, I mean, apart from that very slight hint of red, but again, that's just probably the wet wipe pushing it into your skin. There you go, nothing. I like this paint a lot. I'm just gutted they've put that orange UV in it, but yeah, it's a nice paint. Very nice paint. Now on to Frozen Princess. Whoa, 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 stop. Remember at the beginning of the video when I was saying Frozen Princess has the labelling EC1223/2009? Well, unfortunately, it doesn't comply. Long story short, I was talking to Global about some other issues and I spotted that on Frozen Princess it says the code, but on another product which has the dark blue in it, it doesn't. So I was like, what's the difference in these two paints? Why does Frozen Princess say it complies and the other paint with the dark blue says it doesn't? Well, their new formula for that dark blue means it isn't EC compliant. And this is the email from Global. The Frozen Princess has been incorrectly labelled. Thanks for picking it up. It should not have the FDA approval on the label, which also means the EC1223. And then this is the email from Tol Frank at their manufacturers, just confirming it's the pigment blue, which does not comply. So absolutely wounded. for those of you who aren't bothered about UV, you can carry on watching. So this is Iceland, the old line compared next to Frozen Princess, the new one. So as you can see, there is a slight colour difference. That blue does seem darker, and the teal seems a bit more tealy in this one than blue in the old one. But let's see how it goes. I'm using this, like, really upset that I hope it's not nice. But god damn it is, and I can't use it, but this is just lush. Like, those colours just look ace. That is the perfect colour for a frozen crown. Even roses and flowers, this is going to be the dogs. I'm proper gutted, proper gutted. So yeah, it looks lush. I love it, and I'm just upset I can't use it, but there you go. And just for the comparison, I've gone back to the old Iceland just so you can see what colour difference there is between the two. So as you can see, the old one does have a bit more of a blue tinge to it rather than a teal, whereas the new one does. I mean, there is a lot of difference in the two, but I think the colour difference with that teal makes it pop a bit more. You can see the three colours individually. It's not just a gradient of dark blue to a light blue. Fair play, this paint's nearly gone, so the colour pickup isn't going to be as good as a brand new pot would have been. But yeah, I love the new one, love it. So there's a very good chance it's going to stay in my hands. So let's see. Yeah, pretty much it's there as expected. Again, my hands stain really bad, so on a face it's not going to be as dark a staining as this. But as you can see, I've also wiped off the old colour. The old colour didn't stain because it wasn't a teal in there. I think it branded it as a light blue. I can't remember, I have to check. But yeah, there's no staining on the old one, staining on the new one. But again, on your face, it's not going to be that bad. Let's see. And again, this is with a wet wipe, don't forget. So we'll try it with soap and see what that does. Here we go with just liquid soap. Get that all rubbed in as suggested. And I think there's going to be obviously a little bit of staining, but not as much as what was on my hand. So part of me wants it to stain really bad because I can't use it. But here we go. Yeah, there you go. So you can see the teal again, but slightly again. I'd still use it if I wasn't on a ban of non-cosmetic products. I love it. I'm gutted. Next up, Miss Mermaid, which used to be Taupo. Check the back there. You see EN71 Part 3. So this is what made me email Global, because I was like, hang on, there's no UV in this. Why is this not cosmetic, but Frozen Princess was? It's that dark blue. So they've got the labelling right on this one, just not the Frozen Princess. So it's dark blue, teal, lime green and white. This is me just comparing the two because I couldn't understand the labelling, because Bright Leaf has an obvious UV in it there, you can see, but this one hasn't. But anyway, it's the dark blue. What's the issue? Let's see what this has got to offer. Again, dark blue, teal, lime green and white. See, that teal there doesn't look the same as the other teal. So I'm not quite sure that their colours, what they're labelling is the same, but we'll see if there's any staining with that supposed teal. If there isn't any staining, then we know it's not teal, but we'll see. So colour wise, another nice paint. That blue is just mint. Do you know what? And that's just life at the minute for me. Anything that's bright or bold and lovely and amazing, I can't use because I'm on this bleeding UV ban and whatever else. But it's such a nice paint, really nice paint, and I can see that being a very popular colour as well. You can use that for roses and you can use that for crowns or eye designs. Very popular with adults, I think this will be. This is a nice paint. Okay, let's see if that teal does stain. If it does, then we obviously know it is teal and it's just my eyesight that's bleeding, going skew with. Yeah, it's there. So it's definitely is teal. I think it just looked different in the pot. I'm hoping it's not from the other colours. Now that's definitely a stain from that. And then we'll wash it off again at the bottom half and see where the staining is there as well. But I think it'll be the same. Ever so mild, but not as bad on the face. Okay, Bright Leaf. As you'll notice in this video, I've still got the paint on my hand from Miss Mermaid because I'm too excited to use this paint, so I've jiggered about the editing. This looks amazing. This is a new colour combo. This is white, neon green, lime green and dark green. This looks lush. Like, I am wounded. It's got a strip of UV in because this, I think, is going to be amazing. Beautiful paint. Okay, here we go. I'm so excited about this. It just looks so lovely, but we'll see what it's like on. As I thought, that is pure paint porn. Like, this is just so lush. I mean, there's other green combos out there that have a white in it, but for some reason, this just pops. I think this is absolutely stunning. This is probably the best green combo I've seen in a long time. I love that white with it. It just stands out a mile off. Like, yeah, want this, but it's got that UV in it, don't forget. So I can't put it in my kit, but those of you who are not on UV bans, get this colour combo. I love it. Love it. Now I'm just going to do a comparison. This is DFX green carpet. This is my go-to green for like rose leaves and snakes and whatever else. But I just wanted to kind of just show you the difference between the two, kind of how the colour pops. I mean, don't get me wrong, I still like my green carpet, but that global green's just so sexy. I want it so bad. But yeah, you can kind of see how much it pops compared to the DFX. Lush. Now, this shouldn't have any staining, but knowing me, anything I like has something wrong with it. And there you go, no staining. I can see already. This is a good paint. Yeah. I'm wounded. I love this so much. Jackson. The dog's snoring. But yeah, this is a really nice paint. And just check it with some soap as well to see if it'll bring it off fine. I know it will. But hey, yeah, if you're looking for a nice green to do your roses and stuff, get this one. Get it. So this is an old style of global. This is pearl deep blue. I use a lot of dark metallic blues for mainly Captain America, but I wanted to get this one still just because I like the colours and I use them a lot. So we'll compare this one to like a DFX one. Please note the old cakes will not have the magnetic bottom end. The new ones, even in your regular cakes, will have that magnetic whatever you want to call it, disc or strip in the back. Old ones won't. Okay, on the right is my go-to DFX metallic blue, and on the left is the global one, because like I say, I use the metallic blue by DFX a lot for Captain America. So you can see a slight difference in shade with these two. Obviously the global one seems a bit darker and the DFX seems a bit more kind of metallic-y, shiny. But there's only one way to find out. We'll give it a go. This brush is massive as well. This is like, I dropped on this with Magic Box again at a convention, and I use it a lot for teaching, but this I use just to get kind of covered the face if there's a big area. So see, this is an old style cake. You see how the water's kind of dripping down it because it needs that real work into the old line. Whereas the new one's a lot softer and it'll take the paint and the water a bit quicker. So there's less kind of proper giving it some with the new line of paints than the old. So let's see what this is like. It's a really nice kind of deep blue, but I wouldn't say there's much metallic to it. There's obviously a slight metallic there, but it's just not as shiny as what I'd like. I'll get the DFX to kind of show you the difference between the two. Okay, so this is the DFX metallic blue. This is the one, like I say, I use all the time for Captain America, but we'll see the comparison of the two kind of shades and colours and consistency. So as you can see straight away, it's a lot more kind of metal-like. It's a lot more metallic, a lot more shiny, but there is a difference in the shade. So what I'm thinking is I could use the DFX metallic blue as an outline maybe for this. I think that would look quite good, or even use the DFX over the dark as like a highlight or a, you know, metallic shine. So I think I can still use the two. I think it's a good darker colour compared to the DFX. I like it still. Not my favourite, but I like it. And just to confirm, any staining, there shouldn't be any with these two. Not the metallic lines, they don't stain really well. I've not found any metallics that stain, to be fair. And again, like you can see, both the DFX and the Global both don't stain my arm, which is massively prone, so you'll have no staining at all on a child's face. There is a couple of other normal blue brands which do stain, so if you are putting that much colour over a child's face, these would be a good option because there's no staining there. Lastly, New York. So this is an old style paint by Global. So you can see the packaging is different. This one is compliant, there's no UV in it. And I've picked this up because I want a nice rainbow that hasn't got shed loads of colours in, because a lot of colours can bleed. You have to be careful how you load them. And if you're on a busy job and you're kind of rushing, you can cause the colours to kind of bleed and the rainbow looks a bit naff. So loading on this, you can see how the colours aren't quite kind of picking up as well as what the new brand is. That's probably the glycerin that's in the old style of paints, which I was never a huge fan of, just purely for loading. But you can see here, it's a decent one for a rainbow. That red's very overpowering, but it looks great for unicorn hair, this, because you can see the colours individually, and it's nice and bright, really. It's a good paint, again, and I am looking for the perfect rainbow that's not got any UV, but isn't like bombarded with every colour, you know, in the rainbow. I don't want it to be exact, but this will do. It's a nice one, it's bright still, it'll be alright for the job. So there you go, that's the new Global One Strokes. What do I think? Great. I love the new consistency, much better than the old. I like the colours, and if you're okay using UV, these ones are brilliant as well. I'm definitely going to get more. I'm going to get some regular colours as well, because I think I'd like to try them in this new consistency. So overall, I like them, and you can get these at Magic Box as well if you're in the UK, so have a look and check them out. If you want to see more videos and more reviews on different products, make sure you follow us on the page. We've also got a Facebook page to give you notifications when videos do come out, so make sure you follow us on there as well, and then you can see the products in action before you spend your hard-earned cash on them. So yeah, so we'll see you next time.